and welcome back to PAX Unplugged. Today we are looking at a very exciting game who we are sponsored by Bloat Games, and I'm here with Eric from Bloat Games to talk about a really cool game. Hi, Eric.
Well, hi, thanks for having me on. Yep, we're here to talk about Play Rewind Eject.
Okay.
Our Play Rewind Eject is it's our tabletop card game, definitely a party game. Very much was inspired by the mechanics for like Kiss, Marry, Kill.
Right.
If you're familiar with that,
yes.
All right, but we did that and we applied that to movies. And so in the options, you're going to have like 7 cards in your hand.
Okay.
Each of the 7 cards will have 1 movie on it. So you'll pick 3 of those movies, and right here we got like just a sample before you. So like Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and The Wizard of Oz. And you got to decide which of those movies you would play, which means keep the same, no changes. Rewind, which means reboot. So like new script, new cast, could be great, could be terrible. Or eject, which means remove from history. That movie never existed.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. And so in this case right here, you know, we have these cards which show the Play, Rewind, Eject. So you can pick which one of these movies you would play, which one you would rewind, and which one you would eject. And then I'm going to try to guess what you would do. Not what I would do, but what you would do, and I get points based on what you do, or how well I do compared to yours.
I'm going to say right now, I have only watched one of the movies here. But that's so fun, because I'm not going to tell you which.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
This is going to be even more fun for you to try and guess. Oh, this is so hard. I can see this being so fun because I feel like movies are one of those things where everyone has a really strong opinion, like very quickly, which is great. If you know, anyone that's like, I'm on the fence about stuff, you can very quickly just be like, I don't think so. Not when this is happening. Not when I'm about to do what I'm about. I don't. Okay. Okay, I've made my choice.
And then I'm going to do my choices based on the fact that you are on this channel, which I'm going to assume means you might be a little bit of a nerd. And
fine assumption.
You appear to be a bit on the girly side, so
another fine assumption.
So I'm going to base on that.
Okay.
And so what did you do for Terminator 2?
Let's have a look.
Ooh, you rewound it.
Rewind.
All right, I thought that you would eject that movie.
It's very interesting.
So Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, you played it.
Big fan. This is the movie I have watched.
And I thought you would play that one. And then I picked Rewind for The Wizard of Oz, but you just ejected one of the arguably greatest movies of all time from existence. No one out there can ever watch this movie again. It's horrible.
I've done it for everybody. I'm so sorry, world, but I don't really have any of the nostalgia for it because I never watched it. I mean, fun, but I would be more inclined to watch Terminator 2. I'm so sorry.
Fair enough. All right, well, because you did that, this movie is now removed from existence, which means it's removed from the game. These 2 will go in the discard pile, which eventually gets shuffled into this hand. And what happens is, as the game continues, everything shrinks, so it becomes much and much more difficult for you and your entire friend group because you kicked out all the movies that you liked already, and you're left with only the movies that you don't like.
That's so fun because if you're playing with someone that you loves a certain movie, so like if I really love Star Wars and I'm playing with someone who really hates Star Wars or something, and if they eject Star Wars, I'm gonna be so mad because that could be like my favorite movie. So that's gonna end without me having it.
My wife's favorite movie is Dirty Dancing, which is in there, and I've ejected it.
Oh
and
no.
Yeah, so I'm now single.
I was gonna say, like, are you still together? Is it fine? No, we're fine.
Yes, we are.
This game doesn't break relationships.
So then the next person would you would draw 3 cards back into your hand to make your total 7. The next person would draw 3, and they would draw A Nightmare on Elm Street. Twilight.
Oh my God.
And the Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Rings.
It's almost like someone shuffled this deck beforehand to.
Do you have strong feelings about any of these movies?
I have feelings about all of these movies.
Oh.
But
How
again,
so?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Oh, well then let's find out.
Is it your turn though to do it, and I'm guessing for you?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
I love this. Oh.
Oh, this is going to be difficult.
Yeah. Oh, this is so good, and I'm already so stressed because I wish this was me doing it because I have such strong feelings about all of these. Okay. I'm just gonna make some wild assumptions about you because.
Fair enough.
Again.
That's all you can do.
This is all we can do right now. I like that even though we don't know each other, this is still really enjoyable. It's not something you have to just play with people that you like really, really know.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Let me just double check I've done that right. Yes. Okay. Those are my decisions. That is what I think.
All right, so A Nightmare on Elm Street, I would play.
Oh.
Because I don't think anybody could be Freddy Krueger again. I think Robert Englund is the one and the only.
So that's like an actual strategic thought process rather than like what you would actually.
Let's see what you did. Rewind. Fair enough. I mean, they tried to reboot it. I thought the reboot was terrible.
Yes.
But maybe they could redo it.
I think I have a lot of feelings about this movie. I think it's great. I love the practical effects. I think it's incredible. But I also feel like there's a lot more you could do with it. But
well, it could be updated. It was very much a product of its time.
Yes, very, very much so.
So Twilight, I would eject.
Yes. I guess such a thing. I'm glad, yeah.
There we go.
I would have loved to see you flip that and be play and just totally throw me off.
And then I would rewind Lord of the Rings, and you would play it. Now, let me say, I love Lord of the Rings,
yes.
But that's just out of that stuff. So Twilight no longer exists.
Goodbye, Twilight.
Goodbye, Twilight.
Try not to take it too personally.
And that's the basic play of the game. Now, there's a couple different versions. You can play at a certain point, or you can do like the tournament mode, which is like our hardcore mode, which is where you play all the way down to the very last movie to figure out which movie is the greatest movie of all time, according to your group.
I love
and the
that.
person with the highest points wins.
Oh, interesting.
And I've play tested this game 60 times, and we've only had one movie win more than once, and that was Empire Strikes Back has won 2 times. That's it.
That.
So every time it's been a different game.
Oh, that's so cool. I like that you can truly just whittle it down to see like your friendship group's absolute favorite movie, and then you can just watch it afterwards.
And even if you play with the same people, we've done this several times. It's been different because what happens is, like, say in this case, you may want to keep this. You may think Nightmare on Elm Street, greatest movie, it should win, and you just played it and you said, no, I played it, I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? The next person who draws it out of the pile may eject it. So it very much, each game has been completely different.
I love that it has, like a party game like this, that you want replayability, you want to keep bringing it back to people, and that's fantastic that you can do that. I love the sound of tournament mode, that's so fun. I feel like you could base a whole weekend around being like, let's play until we find the movie, and then we have to watch it.
Right, correct.
That is so fun.
Yep, and the movies too, they're all going to be, especially if you get the core set, it's all going to be the movies that you know. We based that on the top 100 grossing films of all time, mixed with Rolling Stone's top 100 most beloved films of all time. So there's a lot of crossover. You're not going to, out of the core set, you're not going to grab something and be like, I've never heard of this weird artsy movie that no one talks about. You're going to know them. We also came up with expansions. So we got a 1980s movie expansion,
of course,
a horror expansion, comic book movies expansion, and an animated movies expansion. So you can actually, with the core set, once you get the Play, Rewind, Eject cards, you can actually just play, like my daughter only likes to play the comic book hero ones. So a lot of times we'll just play just the comic book hero ones and go through that. And she had to, one time, she has a huge crush on, what's his name? Spider-Man's name.
Oh, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
We're exposing her
and
now.
we got down to the very end, and she flipped over 3 cards, which were the 3 Tom Holland movies, and she had to choose one.
Oh no!
Yes, she said Tom Holland was gonna be very mad at her.
Oh.
So, but one had to go.
I feel he's gonna, she kept most of him. He's gonna forgive her.
Right.
Please, Tom, it's fine.
Yeah, Tom, if you get this, Kristen's sorry.
It's okay. That's so fun. I love that you can have expansions and things because, again, if you're playing with like a kid or someone who's a bit younger who doesn't know so many movies, animated movies, perfect. You can get that with kids, you can get the family, playing with some friends, love horror. You can really deep dive into horror movies, and again, everyone has very strong movies about horror movies, I think.
Yes, very much so.
So what was the kind of inspiration behind this?
Oh yeah, Bloat Games started off creating role-playing games. That was my passion. And my wife doesn't play role-playing games. And so she kept saying, well, create a game that I would like to play.
Yeah.
And so I thought of, I got to make a party game. And I was just going through my head, and really, it came down to that internet game, Kiss, Marry, Kill.
Yes.
Very much was the inspiration, and I thought, how can I do that and not just have it be something that requires cards, and not just you sit around with your friends and say 3 movies and stuff like that. And so the idea for having 7 cards to pick the 3 from, and then the tournament mode to whittle it down, really took off from there. And it was a very easy writing process. We've been playtesting it for a year. We've got nothing but really good feedback. With all of our games we play test, and sometimes you'll get back, I didn't really like that.
Yeah.
We haven't really heard that for this, so I thought we might have a decent game on our hands, and it turns out this is something we're really proud of. But yeah, it initially started with Kiss, Marry, Kill.
I love that. That's such a simple concept, but you have, as you say, rather than just sitting around talking with your friends, you very much expanded that into something else. I love the rewind feature. I think that's really interesting because that throws like a very different thing rather than just being like, I really like it or really hate it. Like you're kind of like, I would want to change this. I think that's really interesting. What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie of all time is Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. That's my favorite movie of all time.
So it ended up as the favorite movie in a tournament mode.
Although it's hard because a lot of times there's been times where as things whittle down, I would have like some of my favorite movies like The Empire Strikes Back, Forrest Gump, and Sixth Sense, and I'm like, I have to pick one of these to go bye-bye.
That's so true. It's just gonna get harder as it goes along.
It does. It gets harder. Yeah. And the what I refer to lovingly as the nerd fights tend to get more aggressive as it goes on as well.
I can see that happening a lot. As I said, people have very strong opinions. Do you have any plans to do any other future expansions, or is there like expansions you kind of would love to do maybe one day?
Oh, definitely. So, well, this is like at PAX Unplugged. This is our soft release, and so it's available now through PAX Unplugged. And we're going to be doing a Kickstarter in the first quarter of 2023 through our Kickstarter page, which is Eric from Bloat Games is the name. You can look us up and follow us there. But we're going to definitely be doing more expansions. We've already had multiple requests for more horror.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in fact, somebody said horror movies, deeper cuts.
Oh, wow.
The expansion.
They want more.
I personally want to do like a saga expansion, so it's like all the Star Wars versus all the Lord of the Rings versus all the Fast and Furious, and which ones of those movies will continue. Then we got rom-coms is one that's been asked for several times. Yeah.
Yes.
And so we're going to, once the Kickstarter is funded, we're going to put it out to the community and see what the backers want first. And we'll start unlocking those as they go and be part of the full campaign.
That's fantastic. So obviously you're doing a soft release now, people can pick it up at PAX if you were here. Let's hope you got one. Otherwise, if you're getting on the Kickstarter, do you have any idea when people could get their hands on it after that?
It will be a very quick turnaround because it's been play tested so much, and we were able to get it prepared for the soft release. We already have a large stock of the 4 expansions and the core on hand. So the only thing that they would be waiting on is the producing of the additional expansions, but the files are already formatted, so you just simply switch out the names of the movies and the font on the tuck box, and it's ready to go.
Great, all right, so you can get your hands on this pretty quickly. That's fantastic to hear. So you've got the Kickstarter, is that like a website people can go to as well?
Sure. Well, you can find us at bloatgames.com, and then for like our RPG content, we're on like Drive Through RPG. We're on all the social medias. You can find us, and typically I'm the one who responds to you. Hi, Eric. And so yeah, any place that you can shop for games, we have some kind of a foothold there.
Well, Eric, thank you so much for joining me and showing me play Rewind Eject. I had so much fun playing just the 2 little rounds we had, and I already want to get to the bottom of the deck and see between us what movie would be ended. Twilight's already gone, so.
Yeah, sorry, Twilight. Sorry, Team Edward. gone.
Team Cullen, obviously. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for coming. If you want to see any more content from PAX, any more of the exciting games, stick around on the Dicebreaker YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell because there's loads more games coming out, and we did coverage of all the fun things we played and all the fun things we see, just like this game. And you can also head over to dicebreaker.com where there are loads of lovely articles, again, on wonderful games that you could play. We also did a video recently on party games. If your friends love Cards Against Humanity and you're thinking, it's actually not the best game for me, we should play something else, Liv did an incredible job highlighting some other party games, and this would be a great example. I think this would be perfect for that. But thank you so much for joining me, Eric.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye!